Acosmism, the belief that the universe is either unreal or illusory, claiming that ultimate reality exists beyond the physical universe. Aspects of this belief can be found in the Hindu philosophy Advaita Vedanta and Zen Buddhism. Agnosticism, the belief that the existence of God or supernatural is unknown or unknowable. A strong agnostic believes no one can know if a deity exists. Religions with agnostic perspectives are Jainism, some Hindu philosophies like the ancient school of Samkhya, and many forms of Buddhism like Theravada Buddhism. Animism, the belief that all objects, places, and creatures have a distinct spiritual essence or a soul. It sees animals, plants, rocks, rivers, and weather systems as having agency and free will. Common in many indigenous religions, but animistic aspects are also found in traditional African religions like the ancient Berber beliefs, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism, the Chinese folk religion Shendao, Japanese Shinto, and more. Apatheism. An apatheist is indifferent to whether God exists, viewing the question as irrelevant. Morality is also seen as independent of deities, making their existence or non-existence irrelevant to ethical considerations. The liberal religious movement of Unitarian Universalism can relate to this philosophy. Atheism. Atheism signifies an absence of belief in the existence of deities and the rejection of the belief that any deities exist. So in its narrowest form, atheism asserts that there are no deities. Autotheism or egotheism is the belief in or worship of the self as divine. In ancient Egypt, several kings declared themselves gods during their reign. In some sects of Hinduism, the self is believed to be the same as Brahman, the ultimate reality. In Jainism, those who extinguish all their karmas attain a state akin to gods. Also, the Adamites, an early Christian group in North Africa, believed in the deification of the self. Classical theism, the belief that God is the singular absolute being, ultimate person, and the source of all existence. God is seen as complete and whole, without any parts, and God's essence, what makes God who he is the same as God's existence. This theological perspective is central to Christianity, especially in Catholicism and Orthodox Christianity, Islam, particularly in Sunni and Shia traditions, as well as Judaism. Cosmotheism, the belief that the universe is divine and deserves reverence, seeing it as an ultimate reality rather than focusing on individual gods. Ancient Egyptian theology has ties to this doctrine. Deism, the belief that the existence of a supreme being who created the universe is known through rational reason and observation of nature, not through revelation and religious authority. It emphasizes natural theology and typically holds that this creator does not intervene in the universe after its creation. Deism is not specifically supported by any organized religion. Dystheism, the belief that a god is not entirely benevolent and may even be considered evil or aligned with malevolent forces like Satan. This theme has existed for millennia, as seen in Zoroastrianism or trickster gods in various ethnic religions like Loki in Old Norse religion or Eshu in Yoruba religion. Henotheism, the worship of a single supreme god while not denying the existence or possible worship of other deities. Several religions show aspects of it, like Hinduism, whose scriptures mention and praise numerous deities, Zoroastrianism, old Hellenistic religions where Zeus or Jupiter is considered the supreme deity among many other gods, or ancient Canaanite religion and Javism. Ietsism, the belief that there is something beyond our world but not defined by any specific religion. Ietsist may culturally identify with a religion, like calling themselves Christians, but don't follow its teachings. Gnosticism, the belief that the question of God's existence is meaningless because the word God lacks a clear definition. This term was coined in 1964 by Sherwin Wine, a rabbi and founder of humanistic Judaism. Monotheism, the belief that one God is the only deity. There's a distinction between exclusive monotheism, where the one God is a singular existence, and inclusive and pluriform monotheism, where multiple gods or forms are recognized but considered extensions of the same God. This belief characterizes several religious traditions, including Babism, the Baha'i faith, Christianity, Druidism, Sikhism, Islam, Judaism, and Rastafari. Monism, the belief that all of reality can be reduced to one ultimate substance or principle. This is in contrast with dualism, which posits two fundamental substances. It's reflected in various religious traditions like certain forms of Hinduism or Sikhism. Dualism, the belief in two fundamental concepts that often oppose each other, such as mind and matter. In theology, dualism can refer to the relationship between God and creation or between God and the universe. This concept of dualism is shared in certain traditions of Christianity, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, and ancient Manichaeism from the Second Persian Empire. Monolatry, this is the belief in the existence of many gods, but with the exclusive and consistent worship of only one deity, distinct from both monotheism and henotheism. Examples include ancient religions like Animism, which worship the solar deity Aten as the supreme deity in ancient Egyptian religion. Ancient Taoism in Israel and the Middle East is another example where Yahweh was worshipped as the primary deity of the pantheon. Kathenotheism. This denotes the worship of a succession of supreme gods, one at a time, where each god is recognized as the supreme deity during their respective period of worship. This belief system is found in ancient Egyptian religions, the Smarta tradition of Hinduism, and the Orphic religion from ancient Thrace. Omnism. Omnism is a belief in all religions. Omnists accept the existence of various religious beliefs without fully subscribing to any single one. They often acknowledge that each religion offers truths, but no single religion comprehensively covers all truths. Omnism celebrates the diversity of religious perspectives and values the insights found across different traditions. The Baha'i faith can be seen as aligning with Omnism to some extent. They believe that all religions are united and represent different stages in humanity's spiritual development. Pandeism. This is a theological doctrine that blends elements of pantheism and deism. It proposes that the creator deity became the universe and no longer exists as a distinct entity. Ancient Taoism, ancient Hinduism, especially in texts like the Bhagavad Gita, and ancient Egyptian beliefs have been interpreted to contain elements of pantheism. Panentheism. This is the belief that the divine intersects every part of the universe and extends beyond space and time. Panentheism maintains a distinction between the divine and the non-divine, emphasizing the significance of both. The universal spirit is present everywhere, yet also transcends all created things. Much of Hindu thought is characterized by panentheism, but it's also found in some Christian philosophical theologies, especially within the Eastern Orthodox Church tradition. Many Native American beliefs in North America have also been described as panentheistic. Pantheism, the belief that everything in reality, the universe and nature, is the same as a divine or supreme entity. It sees the physical universe as a deity that is present within everything, always expanding and creating since the beginning of time. Unlike religions with a personal god, pantheism doesn't recognize a distinct divine personality. It's found in various traditions, including Advaita Vedanta in Hinduism, many traditional African and Native American religions, as well as Korean religions like Cheondoism and Won Buddhism. Polytheism. This is the belief in or worship of more than one god. These gods and goddesses are often organized into a pantheon with their own rituals. These deities may represent forces of nature or ancestral principles. In polytheism, gods can be seen as their own beings or parts of a bigger, powerful force that shows up in nature. But polytheists may not worship all gods equally or all of them. Polytheism was the predominant religious form before the rise of Abrahamic religions, which emphasize monotheism. Today, notable polytheistic religions include Taoism, the Chinese folk religion Shintoism, Japanese Shinto, Afro-Caribbean religion Santeria, many traditional African religions, and various neo-pagan beliefs like Wicca. Transtheism. This is the belief in a divine or transcendent reality that goes beyond traditional ideas of gods. It recognizes something beyond theism and atheism, but doesn't define it as a personal god. It goes beyond the binary distinction of theism and atheism. proposing that divine or spiritual reality is not limited to the concept of a personal god. It is often associated with Eastern religions like Jainism and certain schools of Hinduism or Buddhism, which recognize spiritual truths and practices without centering on a personal deity. Go watch our in-depth video about every world religion showing on the screen right now to learn more about every faith. I see you there.